So, Doc, you brought up a very important issue about the school system in DeKalb County and how they want to close down over 30 schools within the next 3 years. And why do you feel that is an important issue for you right now, moving forward?
It's a terrible thing to see your community. And when you close schools, you actually start to decay the community itself. You lose that energy that's there. If you think about when you grew up as a kid, your neighborhood meant so much to you. And even as an adult, as you talk to other people that come from your neighborhood, you go to other neighborhoods, and you look at how each of you grew up, you have a sense of pride about where you came from. And it doesn't matter whether you came from the north or the south. When you start to destroy the schools, you now take the kids out of that neighborhood, you bust them to other areas, and they no longer have a sense of community. They have a sense of someone else's community. And not always do those communities embrace them. I'll give you an example. One of my children actually went out of the district to another school. And I'm not going to bash that district, but what happened was they were actually placed in the basement of the school, and they had different teachers than were in that school district. And so what kind of experience do you think my children were getting? I finally had to take them back out of that area, because not only were they being bussed out of their community, but they weren't getting the same education, even though they were going somewhere else that was supposed to be a better school district. So what I'm for is strengthening the school districts themselves. Now, a big part of why they say that we are closing the schools is that there's not enough students. There's not enough families that have children within the community. And so I can sympathize with that. But maybe the answer is, if we have to do it immediately, temporary closure. And then let's figure out, how do we get these families to come back? How do we get families that have children to come back to DeKalb and to Gwinnett, to make sure that they feel like this is a place where I want to raise my kids? Because when schools close, also, you lose the financial stability of a community. Your housing prices go down.
So, can I ask you this? With the current housing situation, everything is sky high, especially within your district. Do you think that plays an important part of the lack of families that's staying in the district because of affordability? And how can you affect that situation as well?
Housing is definitely a factor, but it's all over, right? It's all over the country. Housing
Correct.
is going up. So having jobs that within your community is real important. When you see gas prices going up the way they are, and if you're only making $45,000 a year, and you have to commute from Stone Mountain all the way over to Smyrna, you're going to spend most of your money just in gas getting back and forth. You're not going to be able to stay over there. So you're going to have to move closer to that job. What we have to do is bring more jobs back to this area. Yes, we do need affordable housing. And so we need to look and see what types of grants and aids are out there. We need our politicians to come together and not work separately, so that we can strengthen DeKalb County and make it a place that people want to raise their kids. And we need to make sure the jobs are here for them to support the growth of their family.